वालेकुम, मैं हूँ आमना। आप देख रहे हैं आही इन अ स्टार powered by CSE 1000 plus. We're going to continue the conversation on how we are helping women empower themselves, how they can get physically stronger as age goes by, how to get emotionally and mentally stronger, and of course, the most important thing, I think one of the most important things, how to become financially literate, if not independent. My guest today is Safinaz Munir, one of the two brilliant women behind the brand Sana Safinaz. It's 25 years old, and they've been pioneers in the field, uh, trendsetters. I think that they have empowered the fashion industry and they're trailblazers in their own right. Two fantastic women. And who better to talk about financial literacy than them? So, Safi, this is a conversation that we've never had, right?
No,
We've done so many
many
conversations through
others.
years, and it's always been about fashion and design
That's
and
right.
collections, and we've seen some
It's a
fantastic
refreshing
collections.
change.
Yeah,
It
but
is.
you have built a conglomerate, you've built a superb brand,
Yes.
and you've done it, both of you. Um, how did you start? I think that is a question that everybody would want to know, because looking at you, a lot of women may feel that, okay, you're coming from a place of privilege, therefore there was money to start a brand on, and so it was easy. But was it?
So actually, that's a bit of a misconception. We've given so many interviews and we've told people what our start of our journey was, and we've always thought that that start of our journey would help other people to understand that actually
Yeah.
you didn't need money and you didn't need an education, which unfortunately I don't want to promote as that. But in all honesty, when you're in a creative field, you really don't need a master's or a PhD or
Right.
Sana and I both are not very highly educated. I've only done my A levels. I did 1 year at NCA.
Right.
Sana did a year of college and she came back. And the actual Sana Safina's house of fashion actually started from sheer boredom. It's as simple as that. Sana had got married and she wanted something to do. I was not married. I was already working. And she said, how about we do clothes? And it was such a silly thing, and we both said, yeah, why not? And Sana has always been in love with fashion since
Yeah.
she was a child. So it really was her passion to get into clothes.
Yeah.
And because we were best friends and we said, let's do something together. And it really started out in the back, actually in a room in her own house.
Right.
And one little bedroom and three workers, one tailor and two haath ke karigars. And I remember going to my dad and asking him for a loan. And he said, how much do you want? And I said, I need 25,000 rupees, which even in those days was not a lot of money, but
Yeah.
it was money at the end
Yeah.
of the day. I didn't have it. And my dad said, of course. And Sana asked her husband for 75,000 rupees.
Okay.
So the 34-year journey started with a lakh of rupees.
Yeah.
And we gave ourselves a time stipulation. We said that, listen, we'll try our best and we'll work our hardest for 1 year. And at the end of 1 year, if we've made money, then we'll continue
Yeah.
with the business. And if not, we'll call it a day and we'll say we had a great fun time and whatever.
Bilkul.
Also, in those days, remember, Amna, that nobody worked. No women worked.
Yeah.
I've been working since the age of 19. So I was very empowered from that age.
Right.
And I always earned my own money and I was used to it. And I was
Yeah.
used to working a 9 to 5 job. And when we started, we didn't make 1 rupee for the first year.
Really?
And we thought we'll pack it in.
Yeah.
And I promise you, the year ended and we broke into profit. So it shows you
Fantastic.
a culmination of passion,
Yeah.
grit,
Yeah.
hard work. And like I said, it wasn't about the money. It was really about being passionate about what you did.
Right.
And we believed in ourselves.
Right.
And we realized there was a niche in the market. Both me and Sana were very confident that we could fill that market. It had nothing to do with money, like you just said, nothing to do with a privileged background, because initially we thought our friends would buy from us and that's our clientele and we're done.
Yeah.
And I promise you, it was not our friends. It was
Yeah.
not our class structure. It was not. We just found a new demographic and a new set of girls that loved what we did.
Yeah, and what I admire most is that, I mean, there are a lot of pioneers in the fashion industry.
Yes.
But you're more relevant today, if not as much, but more relevant today as you
100%.
were back then.
100%.
So you've sustained it and you've built the
Yeah,
business.
yeah. So that also, I think, is testimony to the fact that we had a vision,
Yeah.
and we stayed with that vision all through the years. We had many contemporaries.
Right.
All were very talented.
Absolutely.
But you can see for yourself which people have fallen back, which people stayed, and which people moved ahead.
Bilkul.
We always had a vision.
And can I just take a moment to congratulate you on your Tamga Imtiaz
Thank
this year?
you, thank
That is
you.
such a huge
Yeah,
it's
that was a very
recognition-
humbling experience.
Recognition, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That
And
you know,
I think I told Sana also, I said, we worked so hard.
Yeah.
And for us to get that little bit of recognition was really like a little stamp
Absolutely.
of approval. And we were very grateful for that.
Absolutely.
We were very grateful for that. And it's a huge honor.
Yeah,
So I'm very humbled.
absolutely. I was delighted on a personal level. So this is great,
It
fantastic.
was a thing on progress, and
Huh.
we were told that we were being, recognized for it, or given your CV,
Yeah.
and so we knew a little bit that we were getting it about a year ago. But when we did get it, it's a really humbling feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think my mom and my dad, who's not with us anymore, would have been so proud.
Bilkul.
Sana's parents would have been bursting with joy.
Bilkul.
It's a big thing. It's a big
Bilkul,
thing.
bilkul.
So
So, Safi, coming round to financial literacy,
Yes.
We watch a lot of television here in Pakistan, and this dialogue we've heard a lot that a mother-in-law telling her daughter-in-law or a parent telling her daughter that तुम्हें काम करने की क्या ज़रूरत है, तुम्हारा मियाँ इतना कमाता है, तुम्हें देता है, या बेटा तो पीछे से तुम इतने खाते पीते घर से हो, तुम्हें काम करने की, तुम्हें पैसे की क्या ज़रूरत है. But we feel that women need to have money of their own, and they need to have, if not careers, then some kind of earning, right? Some kind of independence or understanding of finances.
Yes.
How important do you think it is?
So, Amna, it's a double-edged sword. My mother was a stay-at-home mom.
Right.
My Sana's mother was a stay-at-home mom. And in all honesty, I don't think that me and Sana would be the people that we were if we didn't have stay-at-home moms.
Bilkul.
So don't get me wrong, I'm never going to take away from the fact of a mother who stays at home and her first priority is her home and her children.
Yeah.
But having said that, especially nowadays, there is महंगाई. And it is a double income family, whether we like to admit that or not. More and more people now realize that they have to have a double income. And it facilitates and changes your life.
Yeah.
And in the fact that you can send your kids to a better school, you can provide for them the things that they need. An iPad, which in our days was not there, but you can get them an iPad, a better phone, better communication. You can travel a little bit more. You can buy yourself a little bit of things that you normally
So
couldn't.
better life, a better
100%,
life.
a
Absolutely.
better life, a more enriched life.
Yeah.
But it comes at the behest of something else. So when people say, "Oh, women can have it all," no, you cannot. And I really want to tell you that that is a fallacy. And I would be lying to you and telling you that you can get it all. No, something does drop. As women, we are natural multitaskers.
Yeah.
And I feel men are not.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so, but does that come at a rate of a high functioning person? Yes. And that takes its toll.
Yeah.
So, if you are a woman that wants to work, I am your biggest advocate.